Hi, I'm Barry from Droplet. This is a Droplet board review of the Saul Customs Fireboard. The size we are reviewing here today is the 140 by 42 centimeters. The Fireboard is, I suppose, a high wind board, really aimed at being overpowered, boosting high, big loops, and taking heavy landings. It's quite specialized, and there's a lot of rocker. There's a very pronounced single concave to really let you dig your edge in, and it has 6 fins. So it's a unique bit of kit. This one here was custom made for me by Saul Customs. It's a carbon and fiberglass mix, which is what I requested. It's got a moderate level of flex, I would suppose. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the rocker, because I do think it's one of the more pronounced features in this board, and one of the reasons you might consider it. If you ride places with a lot of choppy water, big waves, etc., like to do big jumps and land powered, then having a lot of rocker will help you in this. So you pick it up here and we hold it relatively flat. I'm not sure how pronounced it is on camera, but you'll see this board has quite a banana shape compared to a lot of twin tips out there. So it really is a lot of rocker on your tips and a relatively flat bottom. And then we have a single concave which runs down through the center of the board and really eats that chop when you're powered up and riding along. You can also see here are your 6 fins. So quite an interesting design choice. I find myself at my weight being over 100 kilos, I probably don't need the additional 2 fins. I have plenty of grip as it is. If you are lighter, I suppose your mileage may vary. The fins that come on it are a fiberglass fin. Saul says they're indestructible. Unfortunately, I suppose I haven't been so lucky. I've hit a few rocks with them in my testing of the board, and I have chipped bits of the fins, etc. However, because they are simple fiberglass fins, they're a relatively easy repair, and likewise, I don't have any issues with them. I'm going with a 45 centimeter fin on the tip and 35s for the inboard fins. One thing I have noted, and it may be an annoyance to you, I suppose, if you're the kind of person who takes their fins off their board a lot for travel, etc., and takes your pads and straps off, is that to take off the center 2 fins, you first have to remove your pads and straps. Now, I have my pads and straps in a pretty neutral position, and I still have to do this. If you have your pads and straps in a more extreme position, say with a lot of toe in or toe out, then you may be able to remove the fins without having to remove your pads and straps first. Final feature that I really like on this board is the grab handle and woo mount system. So it's a very simple grab handle, but there's a plate here which you attach between the handle and the board, and this plate allows you to move one woo between different boards without having to remove the woo from the board or buy another woo case. It's a nice perk out there for anyone using woo. It isn't big enough at the moment for a surfer mount, but I'm sure Saul, if you asked him, could probably create a system for you where you could mount a surfer mount to it if it was big enough. So that's my, I suppose, review of this board. There isn't much else to say. One thing I will say about it is that because it's a carbon fiber mix, the abrasion resistance, if you do ride near a lot of rocks and kind of in shallow water, you'll see that the board itself can get quite scuffed quite easily. Nothing you wouldn't expect from a normal twin tip, but I do feel because of the carbon construction, you're a bit more wary of it. I dropped the board one day on the beach on the tip, and the carbon layer split, and I had to just do a small repair on that myself. However, overall, I love this board. I can't get over how easy it is to land. Nice big kite loops, no problem. The board soaks it up, even if you don't get the kite to catch you properly. Likewise, allows you to hold down a lot more power than you could on most boards. I know I'm a big guy, over 100 kilos, but I've been out on a 9 meter in this in well above 40 knots and more than comfortable. Even if you're a light guy, I imagine you'd be able to hold this down well into the 40s on a 7 meter, maybe even a 9 meter if you were feeling brave. So that's all I have to say about this at the moment. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on the YouTube channel, and we'll be looking to do more of these board reviews soon. So thanks very much.